Hi guys. I thought I'd do a quick-ish video. I may speed the entire video up, so you might see me just doing a load of hand stuff. But these are the supplies we're going to use today. I've got 3 stamp sets here. I've got the Spooky Fun, Cookie Cutter Halloween and the Jar of Horns, and I'm using a variety of stamps from each of those stamp sets. I've got some post-it notes here, just ordinary post-it notes. I've got my card base, I've got some watercolour paper. This is actually an acrylic paper from W.H. Smith, so it's just their own brand of acrylic paper. I've got a graphics liner in 0.01. I've got a clear Wink of Stella, a couple of paint brushes, one with a really fine tip and one with a broader tip. I do have a lollipop stick which I've trimmed down. I just kind of measured on against the card and just cut it. I used my Tim Holtz scissors for that, just because they're really strong scissors, but you can use anything you like. And then I've got some archival ink which I'm going to do all my stamping in. I've got some vintage photo because I needed a brown and I haven't got any of the my Stampin' Up neutrals yet, so I'm using some of that. And I've got some old olive, some pumpkin pie and some rich raspberry Stampin' Up ink that we're going to do some watercolouring with. I'm having a thing about watercolour at the moment. I love watercolouring. So let me get this out the way. Oh, crash. So if I just show you the stamp sets while I'm here. So this is the Spooky Fun, and it's got some really neat little images on it. I'm going to be using the Trick or Treat sentiment from it. This does come in a bundle, in our bundle and save. You can save another 10% when you buy the 2 together, this as well as the edgelit dies and the dies that cut some of the images out. One of my previous videos, I think it was card number 2 that I used the this and the dies. It's a very cool stamp set. So this one is the Cookie Cutter Halloween. Again, this doesn't come in a bundle, but the Christmas Cookie Cutter Christmas, I think it's called, comes with a coordinating punch that will punch out the little images. So if you get that as a bundle, then you can use the punch to punch these guys out. I'm going to use the Scarecrow, and I will hand cut him, but I will do that off camera. And then I'm using the Jar of Horns again. I think the previous video's got Jar of Horns going on, and I'm going to use the jack-o'-lantern and the face from this, and we're going to do a bit of masking with this guy. It's an easy shape to cut out, so when you're doing masking, think about the shapes that you need to cut out, and make it easy on yourself. You don't want anything too tricky to cut out. You can if you want, but make it easy on yourself. The archival ink. So let me get all this out the way. I do have another little piece here. I'm not sure if I'm going to use that though, for the sentiment. It's my card base. Let's just get that out of the way. So this is the acrylic paper. I think that's what it's called, or acrylic card. It comes in like a 9 by 10 inch, I think, or or something like that, sort of pad, and I just cut a whole bunch of them down to 5 1/4 by 4 inches, I think I did, or it might have done 5 1/2 or something, I don't know. But basically this piece measures 4 by 5 1/4, so it'll fit on the front of my card, main card. So to do the masking, what I'm going to do, I've kind of messed up already. What I'm going to do, I'm going to stamp this little guy out, and then I'm going to cut him out. So I'll do that off camera, just to save a bit of time when you don't want to watch me cut an image out. But this is from the Cookie Cutter Halloween, and it's the little Scarecrow, and I'm just going to stamp him in some archival black ink. But in the meantime, I'm going to start with my jack-o'-lantern. So this is from the Jar of Horns stamp set. So what I'm going to do is I'm first of all going to stamp him in archival onto, let's do it this way, this might be better. Now when you're masking something, what you need to think about when you want something to be behind something else, make sure that the first thing you stamp is the thing that's going to be at the forefront and everything else will layer behind it. So I'm going to do, I think, 3 pumpkins. So I'm going to stamp my first one on here, just sort of somewhat near the bottom ish. Where do I want him? About here probably. About there. So I'm just going to get him stamped on there, like so. Then what I'm going to do, and this doesn't matter, I'm just going to take my post-it and just stamp him on here. Doesn't have to be perfect or anything. And what I'm going to do, I'm just going to close this for a second. I'm going to cut him out. Oh. I'm going to cut the image out of the post-it. So, and because it's quite a quite an easy image to cut out, it shouldn't be too, you know, shouldn't take you too long. So I'm just going to keep cutting around. And as you're cutting, turn the paper, not your scissors. It makes it so much easier. She says, for the most part. And again, it doesn't have to be too perfect, but you kind of want to get fairly close to the edges. So I've stamped this all, well, actually he fit pretty well onto this size, but what you want to do is whatever size post-it you've got, if you've got a full back post-it, that's even better, or some post-it tape or some masking tape, but use as much of the sticky bit. When you stamp on it, stamp as high or as close to the sticky end, because that's what's going to stick it, sorry. So you're going to stick this back onto your image, again as close as you can get him on there, and now we're going to go in with our image, with our stamp again, and we're going to stamp the next one and just overlap him. And I'm going to go off the page a bit as well, so that's okay. But this technique is really neat. You can do some really cool stuff. So I'm going to go this side as well. Like a saw. I think I'm just going to have the 3. I don't know if I want more. Oh, we could do like that, couldn't we? So, oh, check me out. Right, so how cool is that? Do you see how the first one we've stamped, sorry, the second 2 that we've stamped are now behind this first one that we stamped? Cool, huh? So I think what I might do is I might just carry on. So I'm going to need another one of these. So I'm going to stamp him and cut him out again, and I'll be back to show you what I'm going to do. Right. So what I've done is I have just, oh no, I'm in the right place. I've stamped another 2 and added them all on to the images. So now I'm going to stamp another one just sitting about there, and I'm going to take this one, I think. Oh, sorry. And this guy's going to be, they're all going to sort of look like they've stacked on top of each other. I'll have this guy going a little bit out, so he's a little bit wonky. You can have a ton of fun with this, and when you're done with it, just keep your masks. So now we want to move this guy on here, and let's have the last one, let's do. 3, 4, 5. Oh, we're going to have 6 in the end, but that's okay. And I'll do him off that way. So, these are all our pumpkins. Now keep hold of these guys, because you can use them for future projects. So there's our pile of pumpkins. How funny. Pile of pumpkins. So now I need the little stalk guy, and I think I'm just going to try and position it so that I don't have to worry too much about masking it, because it's kind of, you know, oh, I need to clean that as well. It's kind of small and finicky. Sorry, I was just putting some of this on my stamp cleaner. So I didn't really think of that when I was doing it, when I was doing this, but I'm just going to wing it. What's the worst that can happen, right? So let's get this little guy going. Stick him about there. That's not too bad, because the little wiry twirly thing, you're not really gonna. Let's put this guy about there. It's not too bad. It's not quite perfect, but that's okay. That's all right. It's okay. It'll still look neat. Ta-da! Cool, huh? Right, so I'm done with those guys. I do have a little, oh, I'll need a thingy for that, I think. Right, while I'm here, before I get to the colouring, I want to stamp my little, what are you? What's it called? Scarecrow. So I just got another piece of the same cardstock, and I'm just going to, because I'm going to cut him out, I'm just going to stamp him straight on there. Ta-da! Right, lovely. That funny noise in the background is me on my, what's this thing called? Stampin' Scrub. Clean stamp. Woohoo! Right, I'm probably going to need that a bit more. So, let's see. What else do I want to do stamp-wise? I do want to stamp my little crow guy. So I think I'm going to grab this. I'm trying to get all my stamping done so that I can just watercolour with you guys. So I'm going to stamp him up. And this little crow is from the cookie cutter. Stamp set, sorry. Let's have him. Let's do this guy over here. Let's have another one about there. This is the sort of neat thing about stamps and about you know, learning about these techniques, is that you can build your images and, you know, build them up from where, you know, from what you've learned. Oh. And you know, create a scene, or not a scene, but a an image scene, which I think is kind of cool. I didn't mean to do them straight down like that, but let's have one guy over here maybe. No, I don't like that. Another one over here maybe. That'll do. And I try and work in odd numbers, although I haven't got odd numbers for my, I haven't got odd numbers at all. Odd numbers work though. Should I leave them right there? Should I do one? Let's do one more here. Why not, eh? Why not? And also, if your images go off the page, it seems to look more organic, which is a very, very neat thing to do. So that's that guy. I won't need that, but I'll clean that off later. Oh, I forgot his head. I forgot the little jack-o'-lantern. Oh, their faces. I think I might just do the one. Otherwise I'm going to have to mask. Oh no, I can mask. No, no, I think I'll just have the one. I think the one looks kind of cool. Another neat thing is that you can just decide how you want to do these things as you go. Right, I do have a little spider here, but now where's he gonna be? Where am I gonna have my little spider? I think I'll wait with that. I'm not even sure where I'm gonna have my trick or treat yet, but maybe I'll worry about that later. Laters. Right, so I think for now that's a stamping done. So I'm going to start some watercolouring. So this part I probably will speed up. I blinged up the right colour. I actually landed up using a black Wink of Stella instead of the clear one. I've still got the clear one that I might use on something else. I might change my mind on that later on. But I also used the black Wink of Stella on the jack-o'-lantern. I don't know if it's going to pick it up on the camera, but it's there. And then I've cut out my little scarecrow guy. I think it looks kind of cute. Not the worst thing to cut out. Like it's small, but it's not too tricky. Even with the like straw bits, I just kind of cut around where the lines kind of ended. But I'm not very good at cutting things out, so I don't really like doing it on camera. So, yeah. Anyway, so I still haven't decided where I'm going to. Actually, I've still got one more thing to do watercolour wise. Let me just do that and then I'll decide on the next bit. So I've got it's just a heat proof mat. I'm going to put some more vintage photo. I'm just going to grab my paintbrush again. And I'm just going to get a bit of water on it. And what I want is, I just want something to sort of ground the pumpkins so that they're not just floating in the air, if that makes sense. So just have something that sort of just makes it look like they're not just, you know, sat in midair. So there's that. Really, really simple. And you see, it just makes them look like they sat on a bit of dirt or something. And actually, now that I'm on that, I may do something else later on. We'll see. We'll see how the final bit turns out. I was going to colour the background as well, but nah. Right. So I've got to decide what I'm doing with my sentiment. So let's get this little guy in. Where's my stick? My little stick. So he's going to go there. About there. I might have to have him a bit closer to the actual. I think I might stick him to this first, so let's do that. So I'm just going to stick this guy. What should I stick it with? I've got some really thin red tape. This is like super high sticky. It's not the nicest thing to work with, but it's. I've got a couple different thicknesses, so this will probably do it. And I'm just gonna stick it along the center of this little guy. And that should hopefully be enough to hold the stick. The stick. Oh yeah, it's already wanting to grab hold of it. Trying to get it somewhat lined up so that he looks a little bit like he is actually hanging on it, if that makes any sense. Poor dude. Stuck on a stick. You could use the same idea, you could use toothpicks, or you could use the same idea and have them stuck into like little treats or things like that. You could put a backing, so you could do another scarecrow, and or just if you're using the punch, you could just punch out a second piece and put that on the back, and that'll be fine. It's going on a card. It's, you know, I'm not worried. So that guy can go about there. See, have I got space for my trick or treat? Oh, where am I going to put it? Trick or treat, smell my feet. Sorry. I have him slightly off. Maybe you can go at an angle. Yeah, I'm just going to do that there. Alright, get that guy off. I haven't decided what I'm doing with him yet. Get off. Where's my archival? Alright, so I've just got trick or treat. Smell my feet. No, I'm joking. Just trick or treat. I'm just going to bring this in. Apologies if my head gets in the way. Shouldn't do, but do it about there. Hopefully that's... oh, perfect. Hoping it would at least be straight, but it is perfect. Oh, let's do this little guy. Let's get that one off. I have a little spider here. Anybody who knows me knows I have to have a spider. Oh, I can't get that lined up. Come on, little dude. That'll do. Right, I'm going to have him here. That works, doesn't it? Oh, where's he going to sit? Doo -doo -doo. See, if I do that straight there, you could just be hanging from him, couldn't we? So I could have one there, because, you know, I can't leave well alone. And then I'll have one about here. I'll show you what I'm going to do. So obviously at the moment they're floating in mid-air. So, do I want to do that now? Let's stick this on first, I think. I'm going to use the same red tape again. As long as you've got a super sticky... oh, my camera's going to die again. Honestly. Can't win with this thing at the moment. The videos obviously take too long. Right, if I can at least get this bit done, then you'll see the card at the, you'll have to go to my blog to see the card. Right, let's see, let's get him about there. I kind of made it yesterday. Right, I'm just using the fine line, and I'm just going to have it come from behind and onto the spider. And then same thing with this guy, he's just going to come from behind, just underneath. And I'm just drawing a little thingy. Trick or treat's a little off, but yeah, it's alright. Not a big deal, guys. Honestly. So now, I'm just going to make a racket, as you do. Just scoring 11 inch by 4 1/4 inch card. Just folding it in half. Let's see if I can beat my clock. Oh, get in there. See if I can beat it. Oh! Oh, I couldn't find the tape. Right. Some adhesive. Oh, hopefully, yeah, it'll work over that. Lovely. Lovely. Oh, I'm still there. Side folding card. We're nearly there. Ta-da! The only other thing I might do, and you might want to check out my blog to see the final photos. The only other thing I might do, I'll do it now, but if the camera cuts out, I'm going to use a bit of Wink Stella, I think, just on, well, let's just do it. You've got to shake your Wink Stellas quite well. I'm just going to use it over all the little patches on his hat, I think. So see how far I can get with this. I'm just going to go over the top. And if you go quite quickly, it shouldn't affect the, you know, the ink underneath, because sometimes it will reactivate because they're water-based, and this is kind of water-based-ish, I think. Something like that. Right, so I think that's what I'll... Yeah, I think I'll leave it like that. Can you see the glimmer? I'm not sure. Oh, maybe there a little bit. Not sure. Ah, well, I think I've just about made it. Let's clear all this off so you can get a clean screen-ish, because I've got ink on it, but you know, that's okay. So there you go, guys. Another Halloween card done and dusted. Ta-da! See, simples. So a few techniques in here, a bit of masking, and again you can play around with that and see how you want to do that. Don't know. I think that was mainly the main technique. It was a masking technique, and a bit of watercolor. Not tricky. So I will be back for the next one. Hope you enjoyed it. And if you want any, if you have any questions, then please follow the links below this post. If not, go over to my blog where there's tons of information there. So thanks so much for watching. See you later. Bye.